Hey, what's up, everybody? Hello, good to see you. We're having some tech issues with my camera, so you'll be able to see me soon. But today is not about me. Welcome to episode 14 of the Smart Marketer Show. How is everybody today? Let us know where you're tuning in from in the comments. We have a really awesome session for you guys today. This is very meta, and we're not talking meta ads. You are watching an online show right now, and we have our amazing producer, Arian, here. And he is going to teach you how to use online events to grow your business. Now, this is the 14th episode of the Smart Marketer Show. And Arian, I cannot express how beneficial this has been to our brand. We appreciate you so much. We love you so much. It's funny how this relationship was built. Actually, I think you've reached out to me about a webinar that I did a few years ago. You gave me some really actionable tips about how I could make it more engaging, how we could sell more of our product on that webinar. And we became friends and really developed this relationship. And you sold me on the idea of doing this live show, which has had many benefits that you're going to talk about in today's session. And most importantly, how all of you can do this in your business. I think, especially in the world of AI, AEO, us wanting to rank in LLMs, there's no better way than shooting long form content like this and then being able to chop it up and distribute it on social media. So, Arian, you are the man behind the curtain usually. You're out in front today. Thanks again for being here.
Awesome. No, thank you so much, Molly. And hey, everybody. Hope everyone is doing amazing. Very excited to be here and to show you just this journey that we've been on with, Molly over and the Smart Marketer team over the past 14 months. It's been such a pleasure working with this team. I got to see it from the outside and the inside, and these guys are just as good on the inside as the outside. Like, just very kind people, always just like people first, and it's kind of rare that you meet people first individuals. So yeah, no, it's such a pleasure working with these guys. So I'm excited to be here and talk a little bit about how to use webinars, how to use online events to grow your business. I've been doing events since I was 18 years old. Started off doing live in-person events, and then 2020, this weird thing happened where we were forced to go online and started doing online events. So I'm excited to be here. Just want to make sure everyone can see my screen. So in the chat box there, can you put in yes, you could see my screen, and then I'll just jump right in. Okay, so we got, okay, perfect, Alice. Thank you. Couple there. Okay, amazing. All right, so to do a quick background about myself and then, why I'm qualified to be talking about webinars and events to you. So as I mentioned, at 18, I joined the Enriched Academy, which is Canada's largest financial literacy company. And when I was there, we did a lot of live events. We were doing live events teaching Canadians about personal finance and money management. And we started getting really big. Like, these were some of the events we hosted. We had thousands of Canadians come out to it. But then 2020 happened, and we were all kind of freaking out because our whole business model kind of went down. We were an events, in-person events company, and you cannot do any events anymore. So we're like, okay, what do we do? And we've never even heard of the word webinar. We didn't even know what it was. So we're like, you know what? Why don't we just try this webinar thing out? It's basically what we're doing in person, but online. So we tried the first one, and it went extremely well. We're like, holy smokes. From the comfort of our home, we got to reach the same amount of people and actually reach more. And then we started scaling them up. And at one point, we were getting thousands of people on our financial show every single week. We were spending up to 300,000 to 400,000 a month running ads to the show to get financial service clients. And it was just a huge success. So I decided to take this skill and start my own business about a year and a half ago to help other businesses run these events and set them up properly, to get people to show up to them, to get clients from them. And so that's what I'm going to be sharing with you here today. So what we're covering this just in. The numbers don't lie. So we're actually going to go behind the scenes and show you the numbers of the Smart Marketer show so that you could get an idea of how this can have a positive impact on your business. We're going to show action of the month and give you actually 4 steps to launch your own show and make it very easy for you to do because it's kind of overwhelming. Like, oh my gosh, I got to start this whole show. Well, I think the best thing to do is just try one. It doesn't cost a lot of money. You could do it for free. I'm going to show you how to do that and just get started to see how it goes. And then we're going to show you copy this soon. I'm going to take you behind the scenes of the Smart Marketer show and show you how we did it, how we set it up, what it looked like, so you have a good idea of the actual mechanics of running a show. So let's go into this just in. Now, the reason why we're big fans of online events and events in general is trust is at an all-time low. There's a really good study from Edelman. So every year they do this trust uh, index. They want to just see what is the level of trust amongst people across the world. Like, do people trust each other and their neighbors, organizations, media, or do they not? So let me know in the questions box, where do you think the trust level is right now? Do you think it's high, medium, or low? I kind of give it away in the title here, but let me know like what you think. Is it high, medium, or low? All right, so right now trust is kind of at an all-time low. So if you take a look at this index here, take a look at the US. They're at 47, which is kind of distrust. It's kind of amazing to see China at like 77, 80. Um, but you could see the US 47, no one trusts anything anymore. Like, and there's a lot of different reasons for that. I think the big three is AI. It's just so hard to tell what's real these days. And as AI gets better, it's even harder. Um, Misinformation, right? Like fake news, that's a big challenge. And then also scams. So the way that this is impacting your business is when someone sees an ad, they have guardrails up. Like, is this legit? Am I gonna buy something? Are they gonna ship it to me? Like, people are thinking these things in their head, and it wasn't like that before. Like, we're just at a very distrustful environment. So we need to figure out, number one, accept that that's kind of the reality of the business environment, and then figure out strategies on how can you create a brand that breaks through where everyone else is kind of like, ah, I don't know about them, but you're like, oh, okay, they're the trusted brand. They're the ones that, we can buy from, that we could keep ordering from, and really stand out from the competition. That's really the goal of the business. And now more than ever, I think trust is so critical as a business strategy. So and the reason why is business is built on trust. If trust is low, everything in your business gets harder. It gets harder to convert cold traffic. It gets harder to close sales. It gets harder to retain clients, to stand out. It gets harder to hire people. But on the flip side, if you can increase trust, you win, right? Like everything will get better for your business. You'll get higher conversion rates. You'll get more people not just clicking on your ads, but following your page, opening up your emails. And I think when you take a look at Smart Marketer, they've done such a good job at doing this as an agency, and as an organization. Like the live events that they host, doing these live shows, all of this is building trust, and they're doing it through education. So how can you build trust through online marketing? Like, what is the strategy? What can you do to stand out? And here's my suggestion. It's to really try to position yourself as an educator. Position yourself as someone that's here to help, provide value, and to educate people on how to solve the problems that they have that are related to your business. And the reason why education is so important is because education builds trust. When you take a look at that same Edelman report where they were reviewing the different trust, you know, um, levers in society, they saw the professions of those that were the most trusted versus least trusted. And look how interesting this is. So the most trusted people in society are scientists at 76%. The second most trusted people in society are actually teachers and educators. The least trusted profession are CEOs. So they are on the last of the list of professions. So most of you are CEOs, and unfortunately, the general trust among CEOs is the lowest of any profession. So your goal is to be an educator. And when you're an educator, your trust levels go up and it will help you grow your business, sell more products and more services. So what we did is we wanted to study trust and what are the key principles of trust? How do you build trust in your brand? So here's some of the really interesting things that we were able to find is this is less trust and more trust. So if you take a look at the gauge, the things that are less trustworthy are non-human, right? If I wasn't a human right now and it was just maybe a voice, you would kind of be like, "Ah, I don't know about this. That doesn't seem that trustworthy." Recording is less trustworthy than live in real time. If this was a YouTube video, it would just be a lower level of trust than a live video. And you could see live, there's like glitches, we hesitate, we're imperfect, there's tech issues, like, but that's actually increasing trust. That's a huge benefit for people. In person is better than online when it comes to building trust. The more you could do in person, the better. Now, from a scalable business standpoint, sometimes it's better to do online, which is why I like online. It's just from a business strategy and business scalability, a lot easier. And then the senses. So if you can't see them, less trustworthy. If you can't hear them, less trustworthy. If this was just text on the screen, it would be like, I don't know about this. If you can't feel them, right? If you can't, a lot of you right now, I know we're not in the same room, but you could probably feel like some energy. You could feel a little bit of something. I don't know, whatever you're feeling, but there is a level of feeling, and Molly's got the love there. So you hopefully you're feeling some love. Um, but that's how you build trust. And that's what I really love about an online event, a webinar, a show, is because it does that, right? It's human. You can see them, you can hear them. They're live in real time. You can feel the energy. And when you do that, that's how you really stand out in this day and age where that just doesn't exist. Like it's just not there. So what I want to share with you is just the possibilities and the opportunities of events because there's so many events out there. But no matter what type of business you're in, you can run an event. Like if you're a dog supplement company, you can run a monthly show on how to improve the lives of your dog, right? And I'm sure Molly could probably do 15 years of episodes on that topic, right? And have her different dogs as, hosts. But like imagine if Molly had a dog supplement company, like how cool would it be if she did a new session every single month on how to improve the your dog's livelihood? Like that trust is just so powerful. And then she could clip it and put it on Instagram. Um, and just it's such a great strategy. Mortgage brokers is another one. So I work with a lot of financial service professionals and nobody trusts financial service professionals. Like financial advisors are like the least trusted people in the world. So one of the best ways to build trust for them is just to show up every single month and teach their audience a topic or a problem that they're having, like how to save more money, how to plan for retirement, you know, how to improve your credit score. And if you do that as a financial professional, you gain that trust and you're more likely to get a client. If you're a fitness coach, it could be like how to lose weight. You do a new topic every month. And if you're an agency, like the Smart Marketer Show, if you've noticed all the different topics we've been talking about, like one month is how to do creative. Last month was a whole new platform, Axon Ads. Then we talked about AI, but it's all towards kind of that same goal that you have. So here's a kind of a good exercise to do. You don't have to do this right now, but something to think about. If you had to pick one topic for your show, what would it be? Right? And a good way to think about it is just fill in this blank, how to blank. And the blank is the biggest outcome your product or service delivers. Like, what is it your product or service delivers? What does it do for people? And then can you create a show around it? Some are easier than others, but this will kind of get your brain going and trying to see if you could find ideas. All right, let's talk about the numbers don't lie. And this section I'm really excited about because we actually measured, and I'll tell you the report that we did. We took a look at everyone that registered for the Smart Marketer Show. from the registration report. And then we took a look at it to see how many of those individuals are clients of Smart Marketer. And we just wanted to see how many of Smart Marketer clients attended the show. And what's really interesting, if you take a look at this, there were about 1,600 registrations of the show in 2025. So this isn't 2026. Of those, there's 82 clients, which is pretty amazing. Now, if you break it down, like you could see the different courses, live event clients, agency clients, mentor table clients. And honestly, my favorite number is the NPS score of 92.5. Your NPS score, in my opinion, is everything. It just shows you how likely your audience is to share the message and to share your show. And what was funny when I was speaking to Molly about the show, she was saying like, "Oh my God, there's people that come on the show that she's never seen their name before." And we've had comments from people saying, "Oh, like I'm sharing this with my friend, I'm sharing this with my family member." And all of this was organic. So we really didn't spend money on ads. There was no ad spend here. It was just sending it out to the audience, sharing great information and letting them share. And again, you don't need to go viral here. Like the goal isn't to go viral. If you're a financial service professional and you just get 5 people every single month, and one of them turns into clients, you, that's unbelievable. Like that's incredible. And now you also have great content that you could use for different platforms. Now, the crazy thing about this report, even though there were 82 clients that came from the registrants, we had more views from after the show. So let me show you what I mean. There was 600% more engagement from repurposed content. So I'm going to show you, and this is actually Molly's genius idea of how do we take the show and repurpose it and put it into a format where we could create YouTube videos, Instagram reels, podcast episodes. And from doing that, just one show a month, we had 600% more engagement. That means we had, look at all the podcast downloads, the replays of the show were the same amount as the actual show. The YouTube views were through the roof. So one 60-minute show became a month's content across every platform. And so here's how it works. Let me show you kind of behind the scenes. This is what it looked like to live with Smart Marketer doing this show and all the fun with it. So the first thing it would be is like me and Molly, we would kind of plan out 3 to 4 months in advance. Like, okay, what are the topics we want to cover right now? What are the clients challenged with? What's kind of new, exciting, and hot? So it'd be like, okay, show one, show two, show three, show four. And then I would ask Molly, okay, who do we want presenting? So she'd be like, okay, Ben Bennett for this show, Pep for that show. Um, let's get, John for the other show. And so then I would set up interviews with each of those individuals. And then what we would do is we would go in and I'd have a 30-minute interview with each of them, right? So have an interview. I'd have a set of questions I'd ask them, which showed the format of the show, which I'm going to talk about a little later. And then we build out the presentation. So our team would build out a presentation just like this one. We'd send out the promotional materials. So Sam did an amazing job. Here are the topics, here are the hooks. Send it out, right? Let's get people registered for this thing. And then after the show was done, we just repurposed all the content. The team was amazing with repurposing it. That's it, right? Like it's as simple as that. And we were getting so efficient at it. It's just like a flywheel right now where it's just so smooth, so easy to do. All right, so let's go into segment number 3 and let's talk about the action of the month. So, how can you do this for your business and not commit to doing something like a whole live show and get a production set and have to get a whole new couch and neon signs and all these things? Like, how can you just get started in a really easy way that's simple, easy to do, low effort? You don't want to spend all this money. Just try one and just see how it goes for your business. So I'm going to show you 4 steps to launch your first show without a crazy commitment. You could literally plan this probably this afternoon and just get going. I just recommend running one. Just run one, see how the energy is, see how many people show up, and then go from there. Okay, so 4 steps. Let's get into it. The first thing that you want to do is you want to pick a topic that your audience cares about, right? The last thing you want to do is pick a topic that nobody cares about because then nobody is going to attend your event. So find a topic that usually is a problem that your audience is really challenged with. Like, what are they struggling with that you could speak on? So solve your biggest problem right now your clients are facing. This is a good AI prompt that you can use to find it. So you could just say like, hey, based on what you know about my business, if you use AI regularly, then that's all you have to do. If you don't, then you just kind of have to describe your business. And then just say, if I were to run an educational show for my audience, what's one topic that get maximum attendance? The topic should address a real problem, question, or frustration my audience is facing right now. And if you have your AI set up well, like what this would do for me, like it would go into my meeting recordings that I'm having with clients, potential clients, do all this research, and then come out with a really good answer. And so what does this look like in practice? I'll give you a couple ideas of different show topics. So if you're an e-commerce company um, that's helping e-commerce brands, maybe your show could be why your ad stopped working and what changed. If you're a dog supplement company, 3 exercise mistakes shortening your dog's life. If you're a mortgage broker, something like 3 things first-time home buyers get wrong in 2026. The coach, so you're a coach or a consultant, digital marketing coach, the number one reason your clients aren't getting results. Now, if you are going to run a show, I will tell you 80%, maybe 90% of your energy should go into the topic. And I know that seems so insane, but your topic, especially in the day and age of this low attention span, it was important 10 years ago. Like everyone talked about the hook, like the title. It's even more important today. Like you nail your topic. I spend like we're working on one webinar. I've spent like 4 hours on the topic and it's still not there. Just the title of the webinar because that's what they see in the emails when they add it to their calendar. That's what they see. So the reminders are like, what is this? They see that. It's everything. It's so important. When they share it with a friend or a family member, that's what they see. They're not reading the description. Very, very few are reading the description. So nail the topic. And usually pain topics do better. That's just kind of the reality. Okay, step number 2. Now you got a great topic, a great title. You got to promote it, right? The last thing you want to do is put all this energy into a presentation and then nobody shows up, right? You want to make sure people show up to this thing. So really simply, if you have an email list, just email people, okay? Just email them. Um, you could take a look at the Smart Marketer emails for some inspiration. Take a look at this show and see how the emails were structured. You can see they're simple, they're clean. Just like click here. If you have social media, you can use social as well. I've seen email just convert so much higher than social. Unless you're like literally an influencer and you got like tens of thousands. But in my experience, it's like 100,000 email list is equivalent to 10,000 followers on social media. Like you'll get more registrants from like 100-person email list than 10,000 social media followers in my experience, which is really amazing. Okay, next, you got to create a presentation deck. This is kind of like you want it to have a good experience, right? And that's, when Molly kind of reached out to me, she's like, we got to make this good. Like, this just can't be something that's like, it's okay. Like, it has to be good. People have to leave feeling like, oh my gosh, I learned something. And I think we did a good job of that when you look at the NPS score and you saw people sharing it. It's like, we respect your time. We know how valuable it is. Like, to get 30 minutes of someone's attention in this day and age is unheard of. Like it's almost insane these days. So when you get it, you have to respect it. And the more you respect it, the more that person becomes a fan of yours, the more likely they share it. And you're building up that 100,000 true fans. And I think we build up a lot of fans here doing that. But really, the reason why is the show is good. Like it's not we're not just showing up randomly and having random conversations. There's action items, there's takeaways, there's things for you to do. Like we design the decks, like the decks are nicely designed. This isn't just like some AI designed presentation. So we put a lot of energy into that, and you kind of have to. So if it's overwhelming for you, I'm going to help you out in a second. I'm going to give you a really good AI prompt that will make your life a lot easier. Here's a good structure for the show. Just hook, problem, insight, action step, CTA. Easy. And when you're starting out, my recommendation as a beginner, one idea per slide. Like the last thing you want to do is have 45 steps on each slide, and people are like, oh my gosh, like even this, honestly, it's not a good example of this because there's like three ideas on this slide. But like right now, you're looking at this slide and you might be reading like first show 20, 30 minutes of content while I'm still talking about the second point. So there's a lack of congruency here, and that's dangerous, especially if you're a new speaker, a new presenter. You just want to make sure that what you're saying matches what is on the screen, and you don't want to have too much because if people are reading ahead, they're not listening to what you're saying, and that's going to impact the quality of your influence. Okay, so this picture is kind of crazy that's just there like that, but if you'd like, you can email me.
You look
That's
great, Arian.
yeah, there you go. Thank you. It's like one is not enough. Like my ego was like, you know what? Like I don't want to have just one video.
W.
Yeah, two of me. So yes, I think this is my ego speaking. The designer is like, "Oh, I know Arian's ego." So if you'd like, you can email me at Arian at WBNR. I'll put it here. So after doing like, I think it was after episode 7, I was spending like 4 to 5 hours per show, like putting it together, creating the format. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, this is so time consuming. And I started noticing there was a pattern. I think you have to do that at first. Like, I had to figure out how to ask the questions, the format. But the more you got into it, we're like, okay, like now we have a system in place. So when I go into and I interview Ben Bennett for his show, I have the set of questions. And then what I'll do is I'll put the recording into AI and it creates the outline. So it just makes life a little easier. What I could do is I'll send you that prompt as well as the questions. Yeah, Alice, for sure, I'll send that over. And it just makes life a lot easier. Now, you probably won't be able to use it in tandem, but it'll give you some ideas to make your life somewhat easier there. And then next, repurposing the content, right? So all hats go off to the smart marketer team. I did nothing when it came to the repurposing. These guys have the most unbelievable team, and it's going into 45 different Slack channels, and the Slack channel gets routed to another Slack channel, and it gets like automatically created. It's a thing of beauty. Like it really is. And so we did the show, boom, updated, podcast, YouTube, boom, 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 done. Right. And so Molly and her team built that out, and it's pretty amazing. But like to get started, you're not going to have that. So like not to intimidate you, but an easy thing to do is just take like what I can do with this video that I'm doing here. Think about how much content is in this show right now. I probably have like 30 to 40 clips right now. And all the easiest thing I could do is just take this video of me and just put it into Opus Clip. And if you don't know what Opus Clip is they kind of analyze a full video and then they create a reel out of it. They analyze the moments, the transcript, the hooks, and they create Instagram reels for you. It's okay, like the quality is not the best, but if you're just getting started, it's amazing. Yeah, it's called Opus Clip, Alice. And you just like I could just literally upload this and it creates like 40 different clips. Pretty amazing. And again, what the smart marketer team did, you could go and like look at their Instagram. You'll see like videos of Molly, you'll see all these little clips from YouTube, social, blog, graphics. It's pretty amazing. Okay, here's a bonus idea. And you know what? I had this speaking with Chasm actually when I was working on his show. He's like, dude, this is so good what you're doing for AI because AI needs original content. Like,
This is the most important part now.
yeah, and yeah, to your point, Molly, and I didn't even know because I'm the amount that I learned just interviewing everyone here. I felt like I went to Smart Marketer University. It was actually amazing. Um, but Chasm is like the challenge with AI, like the way that you show up in AI search is by creating original content. Like it doesn't work if you go onto AI and say, hey, create a blog post on dog supplements or how to live longer, because you're just recycling like that information already exists in the AI. So it's not going to recommend you to information it already has. But if you have new information, new stories, new case studies, like real life scenarios, and you've created like some educational content around it, that's really the foundation of AI. So that's just a bonus idea there. Okay, so really simply, I'm going to email you the AI prompt. So make sure you email me. I'll create a prompt, send it out, create 12 topics, just pick one. You don't need to do all 12. Send 3 emails to your email list. Just ask AI for now. Like, I just want to make this easy for you guys to do because I know it could be so overwhelming. Just ask AI, what are 3 emails I could send out to get people registered for this event? And then just go live, right? Build a simple deck. You can use Gamma as well. I'll put that in. Gamma is a presentation builder. It's not going to look as good as this because this is just the best. But if you want to use Gamma, it literally you just put the outline of your presentation and it creates it. It's unbelievable. And just go live, answer questions, interact, and then see how it goes. After the first one, you'll get a feeling like, oh, is this good? Is this something I should invest in or not? All right, let's go to segment number 4. Copy this win. Okay, so I'll tell you the story really quickly when how we created the Smart Marketer show. So when I reached out to Molly, I was just starting my business, honestly, and Molly was just the best for giving me a chance because I was starting out. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing, what webinars I'm going to start a business on. That's what my life has come to, just running webinars for business. Like, what is this?
Hey, it could be worse.
Yeah, no, there you go. So I reached out to Molly and she's like, I want to do it. Like let's do this. Let's give it a shot. So again, just shows you the type of people that Smart Marketer Molly is, like just a people first organization. They love people and it shows. Like never get mad. I have tech issues. I've had clients just yell at me and you just never see that with these guys. Like just the best, right? So there was no show and we're like, okay, we got to put this thing together and this is how we did it. I'll show you the whole system. Um, this was Molly's idea. Like she's like, okay, how do we create this? So we create like there's clips. It could go and we could redistribute it. And we were going back and forth because at first we were just going to create this one big show on specific topics. But then she's like, why don't we create these segments that we can interchange every single month? So whatever topic it is, we could put the segments, and the format in. I was like, that's really interesting. So here are the 4 segments of the show. And if you've been on the show a few times, you've seen this before. But the first thing we do, and this could be, you can kind of copy this if you'd like for your show to get some ideas. But the first thing we did is numbers don't lie, because all marketers love numbers. We want to show what the data is saying, what are some new reports coming out, what's happening in the world. So we always start with numbers. This just in, this is where we talk about some breaking news because every month, and especially nowadays with AI, there's always something new happening. So we're talking about breaking news. Even if it's 1 or 2 slides, we'll do that. And what's nice is if there's no breaking news, we could just easily take that segment out and it doesn't really impact the quality of the show. The show kind of still goes on. But for the most part, we always had that in there. Section 3 is action of the month. I think this is the most important part of the show because this is a real tangible takeaway for the audience. This is something that the audience can leave with, feeling like I can implement this in my business. So today, I just did like the 4 steps to get your first show off the ground. But you want to do something like that for your audience. You want them leaving feeling like I can do something, like there's something there. You don't want to just talk abstract ideas and concepts. And then the last one is another great concept is copy this win. Copy this win is basically showcasing a successful story of a client, of someone implementing the strategy so that there's proof behind it, right? Because remember, trust is at an all-time low. Nobody trusts anything. So how can we show some real life stories, real life strategies of things that are working to get you inspired, to get you excited? Because honestly, anyone can create content around, an action or to do this or something along those lines, but very few can actually show a successful case study. And case studies work. They've worked forever. They'll continue to work. It just, they're real, right? They're so real. So that's really it. Um, and so what I want to show you here is again behind the scenes. I went through this before, but we had a planning session, 30 minutes. We created the content and then we repurposed it. Like just very simple on how we did it. So how do you copy this one? And you can see this is a very meta webinar because I'm just showing you exactly how to copy it, right? We talked about
A show
live.
about a show.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I feel like it's Inception right now. Like I'm gonna wake up from a dream and I was dreaming that I was doing a show on shows. It's like, what is this? Um, but this is where we're at. This is I don't know how we got here, but we got here. So how to copy the win of running a show. Design a format for each show. Kudos to Molly again for coming up with that idea. What are 4 to 5 segments that you can replace and you could kind of put in new content on different topics, but the format stays the same. Outline or number 2, create a prompt or a set of interview questions you can each use for each show. This is great if you have a team. Like what was so great about this is like the smart marketer has a team and every month we had a different team member on, but the questions for the interviews were the same. Like when I interviewed Ben, it was the same set of questions that I interviewed Pep, and the interview questions were just the format of the show. Like numbers don't lie. It was like, what are some big stats right now that you're seeing? Okay, this just in. What is some news right now that's kind of blowing you away? Action of the month. What are people doing in the agency to get wins? For Copy This Win, the question was, what's a real company that you're working with that had a successful campaign? Can we use that campaign in the show? And that's it. Really simple. And then you just execute, which is great. So what's great is like when I started this business, we've done this for different industries, which is quite amazing. So with Smart Marketer, we did it when I was with Enriched Academy, which is Canada's largest financial literacy company. It generated 5.3 million over 4 years, like, almost no ad spend. Like we're spending no money on ads. It's just very organic to your email list. And then one of my clients is a sales coach that we did this with, and he's got 1.5 million in revenue generated in 10 months. We just done 3 webinars. He does a quarterly webinar instead of a monthly one. His name is Ian Cognac. He's one of the top sales coaches. And I'm working with a lot of financial service professionals. So it really doesn't matter the industry. That's why I'm showing you this. It's if you're creative enough, this could work for your industry. Like I think for e-commerce, like if you're a supplement brand, I think this would crush. I think the level of trust it builds, I think you'll see your recurring orders go up. Um, and you're just creating a community, which is, it just lacks these days.
Yeah, Aaron, at our mastermind in person in Nashville last week, which is mostly ecom businesses, I was surprised, but one of the biggest topics was live selling, which is basically what we're doing in a way. And it's funny how all of this comes back, right? Like you first see it with something like QVC, even
Yeah.
before the internet, and you call and you order an item. It's like, this is not going away. It's just the way we do it is changing. So, no matter what your business is, we know we have to be producing content. We know we need to be engaging a community. And through that, we need to be live selling our product. So, this is one of the best ways to do it. I also like it, Aaron, because also just on our mastermind call, we were talking about this subject, and a few people said, oh, it's just so hard to make time. You're
Yeah.
always prioritizing things that are closer to the bottom line in your business, which I completely understand. This model forces you to do it because it is live, right? You are showing up at a certain time. So you are much more likely to do this, even if it's just for the recording to distribute it elsewhere, if you do it in a live fashion. So it's really cool to see live selling even coming back on platforms like TikTok and all of these shopping platforms. This model is something that can work across the board.
Yeah, I love that. And yeah, I think to your point there, Molly, like it's just, it comes back to the trust. Like this will always exist because business is built on trust, and there's no better way to build trust than live in real time. Now, in person is the ultimate. Live in real time, in person is like the holy grail of building trust. But in this day and age, you kind of have to compromise one of them. Like, is it going to be live in real time? It might not be. That's what YouTube is. Is it going to be in person? This isn't in person. Or is it going to be, you know, what was the other one? Live in real time, whatever the other one was, right? And it's like, so what we're doing here, this is live in real time, live and in real time. So there's a connection. Like the connection I'm building with most of you listening right now, we can't build this connection through a YouTube video or something that was recorded. Like there's no way. This has built a stronger relationship and connection. And that's really what the social selling is all about. But yeah, curious to hear, Molly, like what are you seeing from the social selling your clients there? Like what are the keys to success there? What kind of formats have worked well? Is it really just like showing a bag, like here's the bag, here are the products in it?
No,
Like,
I mean, it's everything you're saying here. I think depending on the industry, the amount of formality is probably a bit different. Like we are teaching marketing, we're teaching business. So we're going to have a little bit more formality, even though our brand is very casual. But let's say you're an ecom brand and you're selling on TikTok Shop, right? Live, the people that just show up and show products, that's not going to work as well as if you show up and engage the audience. You actually communicate with them, you engage with them, you share stories, you share information. We're launching a dog supplement brand this year, so this will hopefully be a big part of that brand. How can we show up and my dogs are off camera now, but show dogs, right? Talk about dogs, engage with the audience. This is never going to go away. So I think just depending on the market and what you're doing, it looks a little bit more different. But you have really revolutionized how we do this. I think the old school webinars that you used to see, those are just going away. People are tired, they're a bit boring, and moving to this real live, fun format. It's also a reason for people to hop on now and not put off watching the content to later.
oh, exactly. Yeah, our retention, like when you look at our clients, the retention is through the roof. Like once people are in, for lack of better words, I hate using this word, but like this is kind of like a prison. Like you're a little bit in a prison right now where there's not like other YouTube videos that you could click on and you could leave us. Like there's a platform that's open. Like it is easy to get out, but it's a lot harder than something like a YouTube or a TikTok where you could just kind of scroll. That's what I like about this format is it kind of stuck with Molly and me for an hour, right? So,
I
but
love it.
awesome. Yeah, no, and let us know if you have any questions. If you are interested in this idea, I'm totally open to having a call. Would love to just chat about it. I'll be the first to tell you if it'll work or not, like for your business. I'm a big believer it could work for many businesses, but I think a few things. Like number one, if you don't have a good email list, this will get a little harder. Like because how are you going to promote it? That's where you might have to look at the live selling. It might be like just going on Instagram live for like an hour every week might be a better format for you. But if you have a good email list, you're sending newsletters, it's engaging, this will work really well in terms of doing like a show format. But yeah, if you are interested, feel free to email
Yes.
me.
I can't recommend Arian high enough, guys. So if you're thinking about this, number one, it's really reasonable to work with him. He did not ask me to pitch this, by the way, but I'm just adding this. It's super reasonable to work with him. And you are so much more likely to actually make this happen, which is the most important part, right? We all have so many things going on, and to have an expert who does this every single day help you plan and help you execute, it makes a huge difference. And especially, I know I started with this, but moving into this world of AI and LLMs and AEO, this is such an amazing way to get so much content out into the world with the smallest amount of effort possible. So, Aaron's also just a really good person. He understands marketing. I just can't recommend working with him enough. So, thanks for everything you do, buddy.
Oh, thank you. It's such a pleasure working with you and appreciate the kind words.
Of course.
Awesome. Yeah, let us know if there's any questions. I think Alice said, I have my tutorials for products on YouTube. The thought of going live is scary. No, I get it. It's public speaking is It's like the biggest scare that people have. Like people are more scared of public speaking than dying,
Well,
right?
it's
So
vulnerability, you know?
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I never meant to get into public speaking in any way, Arian. I think I've told you this story, but 14 years ago when I started working at Digital Marketer, the owner of that company, Ryan Dice, he came to me. We had a big conference coming up in a few weeks, and he's like, Molly, will you help me build a presentation on this topic? And I'll give it at the conference. And I was honored. So I built the presentation out. Then he asked me, he's like, Molly, come in my office and just give me this presentation, in front of me so that I know what to say. I know what to do. So I did it. And then he said, Molly, what about you giving this presentation? And this was in front of 5,000 people, and
Get
I'm,
out of here.
22 years old. So we compromised, and he sat on stage behind me in case I needed help. And it wasn't perfect. I wasn't great, but people saw the authenticity, and I did it. And every single thing we've done since then, it just gets easier. So no matter who you are, even if you feel like, oh, I'm an introvert or that's not my thing, it can be your thing, especially online, right? Through Zoom. This is way less scary than getting up on stage in front of thousands of people. So I just wanted to add that if I can do it, I promise you, you can do it. And it will start very rough. Like you'll feel, oh, awful about it. It will get better. And even if you do not feel your delivery is good, that is authentic, right? People that are really well polished speakers, sometimes that's not as believable, right? As you talked about earlier, it's real to stumble, it's real to forget what you're saying. It's, all of these things are what it's like to be in conversation with a human. So, really just doing it, you can't screw it up. I promise. You cannot screw it up. And you will get better and more confident every single time you do it,
No, that's great. That's
especially
a
if you
great.
have structure like Arian can give you, right? If you're just getting up there and winging it, okay, that's when things get a little bit scary. But Arian, I think we're also sort of like school makes this topic difficult, especially in the US, where I remember in elementary school, it's like, okay, you need to memorize the Declaration of Independence and recite it. That is really scary, and not all of our brains work that way. If this is something you do that you care about, a product you made, it's second nature. You're just talking about something that you love. So if you have bad memories from childhood around, being forced to memorize something, this is a very different ballgame.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And I think the format, like you mentioned, helps a lot. Like I have some clients that everyone's so different. Like there's clients where they have to read everything on the screen. Like
That's
and
okay.
and that's okay. And there's others that are like, dude, just give me 4 slides just so on track. Like
That's me.
yeah, exactly. I don't want too much. Just give me a few. I just want to go on tangents and then like just poke me in the chat if I'm going way too off guard. It's like, okay, right? So kind of everyone has their style. And I think even but for your business, I have tutorials for products on YouTube. Yeah, like that, it could be a good opportunity and just getting out there, trying it out, see how it goes. And your audience will like you. This is how you build connection. Like it's so much harder to build connection through written text or audio than this. Not that those aren't possible. There's people that have done it, but this is the way to build the deepest. Like you can, again, you could see me, you can hear me, you can feel me. You got three of the five senses, right? You can't taste me or smell me, um, right? Which would be weird anyway, right?
You'll
But
have to wait for a live event for that.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So a live event, you can then smell. So you got four senses,
No
right?
tasting, Arian, at our live events.
Yeah, there you go. The best smelling event I've ever been to. Just a
Oh,
heads up. You guys got to go. Awesome.
well,
All right.
thanks,
Well, thank you,
dude.
everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this has been super fun. Everyone reach out to Arian, even if you're slightly interested, hop on a call with him, see what this could look like for you all. And Arian, thank you again for just everything that you do. We appreciate you so much.
Oh,
Thanks
I
to
love working
everybody
with
that
you.
showed up live. We'll be putting this recording out. As always, you'll see us chop it up and use it in different ways. Again, very meta. You will see this exact process that he taught here live over the
Uh,
next week. So
yeah, study the
thanks,
process.
y'all. All
Awesome.
right.
Take
Thanks,
care.
Arian. See
Thanks,
y'all.
Molly. Seeing you.
Bye-bye. See.